Today we'll be in our books, section 1, 2. This section is over the basics of functions and their graphs. We will go over 9 different objectives. Class. This first objective is going to be finding the domain and range of a relation. Does everyone know how to do this? The domain of a relation is always the first set of values, and the range is always the second set of values. Class. Hey! Class! For example, if you were given the name Johnson and a number, and the name Smith and a number, Johnson and Smith would be your domain, and your 2 numbers would be your range. Now, when you're determining whether a relation is a function, you have to look at the numbers. If they have the same first component, then by definition it is not a function. I'm sorry, recording now. Now we'll be determining whether an equation represents a function. Okay, class, let's write down some practice problems. Write down x plus y equals 16, and then x equals y squared, and x plus y to the third equals 8. Now, to determine if an equation is a function or not, we're going to have to simplify and get y by itself. Now simplify. Now, class, we'll be evaluating a function. Write down this problem. F of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 5. Now solve for f of x equals 2. Now take your equation and insert the 2 where the exponents are. And that's how you evaluate functions. Now, class, we will graph a function. Using a graphing utility, we're going to insert an equation in the y equals format. Write down the equations. Y equals 2x and y equals 2x plus 4. When you enter y equals 2x into a graphing utility, you should receive this image. And when you enter the equation y equals 2x plus 4, you should receive this image. Now we're going to use the vertical line test to determine whether a graph is a function or not. The vertical line test is a test performed on graphs to see if it is a function or not. To perform this test, you want to draw a line through any given point of the graph to see if x values repeat. Number 1 is a function, because it only passes through one x value one time. Number 2 is a function, because it only passes through one x value one time. Number 3 is not a function, because it passes through multiple x values. Obtaining information from a function is easy if you look at its graph. If it has an open dot, then the graph does not extend beyond that point, and it does not belong to the graph. If it has a closed dot, it indicates that the graph does not extend beyond that point, and the point does belong to the graph. But if it has an arrow at the end, then the graph extends indefinitely in the direction which the arrow points. Now we're going to find the domain and range of a function. Look at number 3. The domain extends from -4 to 2. And the range extends from 0 to 4. The domain is the x values that are included in the graph. The x values do not go past -4 or exceed +2. The range is the same principle. However, the y does not fall below +1 or exceed positive 4. Identifying the intercepts of a graph is quite simple. You simply look where the line intercepts the x and y axis. Okay, class, that's it. That is section 1-2. Turn in your papers to me and you may leave.
Is this right, teacher?
Wow, Smellbert! This is fantastic!
Good. Because I'm freaking about to fail Miss Bickham's class. Like a 36 test average. It's like my one chance to pass the freaking class. It's like the dumbest video I've ever made in my life. I don't even really know how to end it now, so I'm just talking for no reason whatsoever and staring at the camera.